Hello everybody and welcome to a short video. I just wanted to put this video up to let you guys know of an upcoming mini series of basically it's going to be a guide series on how to play on Roll20 and how to play tabletop games on Roll20 and how to find players that want to play with you. And everything that involves, that means, setting up a game on Roll20, getting the different functionality of Roll20, or getting the most out of the functionality of Roll20, so like dynamic lighting systems and how to make your own maps and how to run a D&D game at the essential core of it all. It doesn't necessarily have to be D&D, it could be any of the systems that you want, but ever since putting up Rise of the Resistance, we've gotten a ton of requests of how do you do all this stuff, because it seems really daunting, even though it isn't. A year ago, I had no idea how to do any of this, and I was just really interested in it, so I invited a couple friends to come play, people who I assumed weren't going to be interested, and they showed a minor amount of interest, and after our first game, they were hooked, and now we play in my Westmarch's game 3 times a week, plus Star Wars on the weekends. There's a lot going on as far as this is concerned, and it's been one of the best things that has happened in gaming for me over the past, 4 or 5 years. And because of that, I wanted to share a lot of that knowledge that I've learned. I want to share how to use Roll20 and, again, how to get the most out of it. So I'm putting this video up to ask you guys, what exactly do you think you want to see? Is there any information on GMing or how to play online or anything like that, or how to find players that you want to know? Because I'm willing to share all of that information that I've learned thus far. But again, it's going to focus mostly on how to use Roll20 in particular, because you have your maps, right? Then you have all these settings. What does half of this even do? How do you even use that? There's all this API stuff that you can use. There's all the settings, and there's the crazy, massive website that Roll20 is and the community that's there. And then there's even the things within the game, like how to use the compendium if you're using 5th edition or Pathfinder, because those are the ones that currently have the compendium, and, getting all of the various monsters in the game to, work properly. And how can I just, grab one and drag and drop and create a character in the game and stuff like that. And there's all of these little tiny things that make a big difference, that a lot of people just don't know, because it is overwhelming. There's a lot there to know. And there's even things like, how do you get the dynamic lighting system working, and how do you set that up properly? And there's just a lot there. This is a hand-drawn map by me that I've done in Photoshop. How do you do that? And how do you do proper level design and consider all of the things that come along with that? So that's the idea. It's going to be a fairly short series, but it is going to be one that I feel is necessary. Just like with the Star Wars player guides, I felt were necessary because I wanted better players to play with. And the best way to do that is to teach people how to be better as a whole, rather than just expecting good players to fall onto my lap, right? It's the same idea here. I want to play in more tabletop games. I want to have more players in my games. The way that I do that is by teaching people how to do it. And that's at the core what I'm trying to accomplish here. So let me know if there's anything in particular you want to know before I start this. So when I'm doing my drafting phase, which is what I'm doing now, where I'm kind of figuring out what each video will be focusing on and what the content of that video will be, and essentially everything that I'll need to go over and prepare for in that. So, considering all of that stuff, obviously. So let me know, again, if there's anything that interests you in there, and if this series is even interesting at all. Maybe it isn't, and I think that's okay. It's okay if the general user on the channel isn't going to get a lot out of this, because I think there is a lot of people that will. So, eventually this will expand the channel in a pretty big way, just like all of our other guide series have done. But with that being said, I look forward to making this series. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys want to see out of it, if you want to see anything. And I was looking forward to seeing you guys actually jump into tabletop games and start playing for yourself and running your own games. Even though that may seem really overwhelming, it actually isn't. It's really easy. But we shall see you guys next time.